This week in the Red Zone, Mike Vick gets paid, CJ2K gets overpaid. We're going to talk a little bit of the Chiefs versus Green Bay from Thursday night, the Lions and the Patriots from last Saturday. You know that's going to be a Brady alert. We're also going to talk a little bit about my tweet of the week. It's a new thing I'm starting because some of these NFL players put out some of the stupidest things I've ever seen. And I'm going to make my picks for the very first game of the season. I'm also going to analyze both teams. Today is Friday, September 2nd, 2011, and you're in the Red Zone.
So right at night, your man is high on life. I arrive the same way, now I'll decide. Seen said to get back all the things we left behind. Step back, I'm coming inside. Alright, not here to start a fight. Are you receiving me?
Michael Vick gets a huge payoff this year. If you go by his numbers last year, it may be deserved, but the thing you got to look at is we've never seen Mike Vick play a full 16-game season. Never. Never in his career has he played all 16 games. He's gotten injured every single time. Why? Because he's a running quarterback. Do I think this is a huge gamble for Philadelphia? You bet I do. Especially when you got Captain Crybaby, Vince Young, as his backup. We hit the Vince Young clip, please. I just use that to illustrate my point that the fact that Vince Young is a crybaby. The fact is, Mike Vick is going to have to live up to this contract. The contract didn't have to live up to his performance. He has to live up to the contract now. He lived up to his previous deal. But this is bigger than what he had by a long shot. The sad thing is, even with this gigantic deal, he still can't pay off all his creditors that are hunting him after the whole when he went into prison. CJ2K, on the other hand, Chris Johnson of the Tennessee Titans, gets overpaid. Obviously, the Tennessee Titans haven't gotten the memo yet. The NFL has turned this into a passing league, not a running league. And guess what? You're in Tennessee. Chances are, you're with Matt Hasselbeck, you're not gonna be running that many plays. He's a passing quarterback. Chris Johnson will not have nearly as many yards this season as he did last season. He will not be as effective because Matt Hasselbeck likes to throw the ball. Why? Because unlike Vince Young, he can't. CJ2K got overpaid by a long shot. All right, that's the way it is. All right, the fact that, and I'm not going to talk too much about him because I'm going to talk about him later in the show on my tweet of the week. But I would not pay that guy much more than he was making, especially now that you got Matt Hasselbeck. Sorry, I've got Chiefs on the brain, which is my next topic. Boom. Look, most people are not happy, even in the preseason, with a loss. I'm fine with what happened last night in Green Bay. For one, even in preseason, Lambeau's intimidating. For two, the Kansas City Chiefs got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. Why? The only reason they were there was because the AFC West was abysmal last year. I mean, serious. The AFC West was horrible. The Chiefs were almost right. The Chargers weren't right. They never will be until they get rid of Norv Turner. Denver, not right. Oakland. Okay, Oakland was right for how they normally are. Horrible. The Chiefs end up losing that game 20-19. But what really gets me is the laser-guided efficiency between Matt Castle and Dexter McCluster. Dwayne Bowe did all right. He did all right. But McCluster really wowed me last night. The running game was horrible. I mean, but I mean, how good is it going to be against Green Bay's defensive line? It's just not. Even their second string, third string. Todd Haley is going to be either one of two things this year. There's not going to be any middle ground. By not playing his starters hardly at all during the preseason, he's either going to look like a genius because everybody's rested and ready, or he's going to look like a total and complete failure because nobody's had the actual game time reps. You know me, Chiefs Nation. I'm hoping for genius. But, honestly, I'm really, really worried. That brings me to a awesome upset from last Saturday. But to get into that, we need to sound the alarm. Brady alert! Last Saturday, I saw the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life. It's true. Detroit Lions. I don't care if it was preseason or not. The Lions got good. They picked up a lot of power. They really did. They drafted well. They did well in free agency. The Lions are going to be a force to be reckoned with. They proved it. Yes, it was against, whatever squads and whatever, second, third string players, the Patriots. Still, we're talking about the Detroit Lions, who just a couple seasons ago went 0-16, schooling the New England Patriots. Preseason or not, folks, let's be honest. That's pretty huge. And Detroit, you need to thump your chest and be happy about that. Be proud to be Lions fans because that really points to the fact that your franchise is actually finally going in the right direction. Tweet of the week, CJ2K. And the best thing about this tweet of the week is how he tried to smooth it over afterward. And it was just an epic fail at smoothing anything over. Tweet said, and I quote, "Can these fake Titan fans shut the blank up on my timeline? I don't have a regular job, so don't compare me to you, and I could care less if you think I'm greedy." Chris, from all of us here in the zone to you, a little bit of advice. Those fake Titan fans, they're the ones getting into the stands. They're the ones paying the overpriced tag you came with this season. I'd shut my mouth if I were you and play some football. Just because Vince Young isn't there anymore doesn't mean you can become the crybaby that throws your freaking pads into the crowd. Shut up and play football. But it gets better. His next tweet comes up an hour later. "If you was a real fan, my tweet would not bother you. It'd only make the fake fans upset." I'm going to have to research what college Chris Johnson played for and make sure that nobody I know's kids ever go there because they've obviously got a really horrible English department. If you was a real fan and it only make the fake fan upset, seriously. And then 3 hours after that, my Titan fans taking it all wrong. I'm talking about the ones writing me racist comments. I'm not called the Titans fan fake at all. Love. Okay. Let me decode that for those of you who don't speak dumbass. The Titans fans are taking it all wrong. I'm talking to the ones that are writing racist comments on my wall, on my timeline. I'm not calling the Titan fans fake at all. Love ya. CJ2K. See, that's actually how it reads in English, not in CJEs. Chris Johnson, put down the cell phone. Quit putting stuff on Twitter. Delete your Twitter account. You're obviously too stupid to use it right. I am probably the most angry person at the Pigeon Toe. Very seldom do you see me fire off tweets that have anger in them. And never do you see me fire off tweets that have that amount of stupidity. Chris Johnson, you're a tool, and you are my tweet of the week. Folks, I'm ready. It's time. Between now and my next broadcast, we will be in the regular season. Thursday, September the 8th, New Orleans and Green Bay. I'm going to break it down for you because this is going to be a close game. I'm picking the Green Bay Packers for one reason. Lambeau. That's it. I think both teams are really evenly matched. I think last year was just a fluke. I think maybe the Saints over-celebrated their Super Bowl victory. I don't know. But the Saints, I think, are going to come out fighting this year, and I think this is going to be probably the best game in Week 1. Now, mind you, next Saturday, I'll be coming at you with all my picks for that Sunday and Monday. So be ready. But this week, I am picking the Packers over the Saints. Folks, thank you for tuning in this week. For myself, my crew, the crew at the toe, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you next week. Zone out!